And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
At the 23-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And some room to run now. The 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. Kareem Hunt with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the third most in a single year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go now. 6 yards. Go. Watch the pass. He's coming.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And right away, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
First and 10 at the 37.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Line of scrimmage. They line up second and 10. Second and 10. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. It's caught inside the 25. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Cortland Sutton, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. At their own 19-yard
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And the magnitude of this game, everybody knows it. The fans, obviously the players and coaches, there's just with them a palpable buzz right now. They know they control their own destiny.
Win and you're in. And I think every player wants that. I think every coach wants that. I haven't been in an organization yet that wants to be in a game where they have to rely on other teams to get them to their goals. In this situation, it's very cut and dry. Win, and you're in the playoffs. That's their mission. That's their challenge. And you know they've chosen to accept it.
And what they told us is this has been the most focused week of practice we've had all year. You wouldn't expect any different.
Yeah, and you know
and now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Chicago! Kareem Hunt with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability. Tavecchio good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He completes this to Sutton. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. 2nd and 2. Got a man open. It's Sutton. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This quarterback now already over 100 yards passing in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. And Diggs has it. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Ready up. 52. Hey, tighten down. There you go. Check. Hot route. Hot. He's checking. Crash.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll set up to throw. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Robert Woods, his first touchdown on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Now the try here for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10. At the 17-yard line.
On second down now. It's Hunt, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Operating from the gun. Mays escaping the pressure right. Open man there is Patterson, complete. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. Third down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll run with Hunt on second down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a third down. From the gun, Mays. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Shaq Lawson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Taken in at the 22. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got his running back, LaShawn McCoy. And he's got this down to the 35. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. He'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 17th touchdown now on the season, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. It's a gain of 34. A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Being chased out left. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. And when a free safety goes like he did there, he better be sure he's going to be able to make a play.
Well, there's no doubt about it, because I have a feeling that the defensive coordinator and head coach are on the sideline screaming, no, no, no. Good play.
Yeah, good job,
play.
Buddy. 53 is the mark. It's a party now.
To throw on third down. Mays and Robinson with a big catch. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 22-yard line. On 1st and 10, Mays eluding the pressure right. He'll run it. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 53 to Mike. 53. Check 53.
2nd and 4. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, both teams practice this situation, and this time the guys on offense won, and in a very nice way. What a run from that position on their own goal line.
Gave him some good breathing room.
I wonder now, do you still stack the line of scrimmage, or do you play normal defense? They may have backed them off with that run.
On 2nd down, Cook. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Well, he's been the guy, already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
Returnable here from the 38. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They run with Hunt. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Kareem Hunt with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Prince Amukamara. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
You're looking there at a defensive back who's maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
They'll run on first down. Hunt, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Here's Hunt. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Back to throw. Mays. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Tavecchio puts this one through, and that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. You're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's 2nd and 8. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He'll look to throw. And he's able to find Diggs. This one good for a first down, and also that is catch number 90 for him now on the season.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We call that sack block.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Vikings. Cortland Sutton, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Extra point right down the middle, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of
trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Jim. Hey, he's checking.
They're going to look to throw. And Woods has it complete. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. He'll get it up the middle. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Vikings capitalize on this short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Looking to throw on second down. Man way to his left. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun, Mays. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
They'll drop to throw. That's going to be caught. A good pickup there of 20 yards. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Cortland Sutton there to make the grab. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Mays. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Cortland Sutton, 28 yards. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. The point after is good. And they open the lead up now to 25. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up. Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. The 20. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Kareem Hunt becoming just the second player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Bears get a bit closer. Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for 2. Operating from the gun, Mays. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll look to throw. It's complete to Diggs. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 23 yards, the final tally. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way.
And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Jack Doyle, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll begin the drive with Hunt, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one going the wrong direction.
Better bring it. You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now, you better bring it.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Mays. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Telvin Smith in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack, but he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
First carry now for the backup, LaShawn McCoy. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Hunt. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for 2. Looking to throw. Mays. Flush to his right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Tried to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there is really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend the play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you end up getting sacked.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Akeem Hicks, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
He got 29 yards that time. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 36. Looking to throw. Buying time to his left. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Back to throw now on first down. Forced out to his left. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And finally down at the 9-yard line. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
58 for Mike, 58 for Mike.
He'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Cortland Sutton there to make the grab. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point attempt to follow here. And they open the lead up now to 25 points.
Makes the score Vikings 63.
Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. Levante David in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. They'll run it here with Hunt. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. On third down, here's Hunt. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. And it's fielded at the 34. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Blowing that play up, Roquan Smith as he gets the sack. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. That's caught inside the 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win, because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys.
Accelerating, and off he goes. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for two.
All day, dog.
From the gun, Mays. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it.
He's got him in. Complete. 20. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to, because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But
that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Vikings, a final win means they will finish off the regular season at a very strong 12-4. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Bears, despite the loss here, they're going to wind up with a very good 11-5 overall mark. And they'll get their shot at playoff football as they'll be on the road next week as a wild card. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.